What is up, guys? Welcome back to Bit by Bit. And yeah, I got a haircut. Thank you for asking. Today, we are going to be talking about Nico Paz. He has been the absolute engine for Como this year, and he's been doing absolutely amazing. He's been everywhere on the pitch for them. So, we're going to talk about it, if that's okay with you guys. If not, I'm sorry. Sorry, this is what you're going to get. Let's talk about it. Fabrizio Romano posted a little about Nico Paz since he's literally been on fire. I know we talked about Fiorentina on the last video, and Fiorentina just lost to Como on Sunday at, I think it was 6:30 in the morning, which I rewatched the game. I didn't watch it in real time. Nico Paz absolutely stunned Fiorentina. He had a goal along with Asane Diao, and he's been playing absolutely brilliant as well. We'll talk about him in a second. But Paz now has 6 goals and 4 assists on the season within 23 games that he's played for Como.
So this video is coming out a little later than I wanted, just because like school and everything. But Napoli and Como played Sunday morning, and this is probably going to release Tuesday or Wednesday. Como beat Napoli, which is very saddening, but very great for this video. So now Nico Paz has 6 goals and 5 assists because he assisted Asane Diao, and now Asane Diao has another goal. So back to our regularly scheduled program.
And it's absurd because he is only 20 years old, coming from on loan from Real Madrid, and he already has 10 goals and assists in 23 games. That's absolutely insane. He runs this whole Como side, or at least the whole attacking side, on his own. Everything comes through him. You can see in his heat map, he is what creates the plays. He is how Patrick Cutrone gets his goals. It is all from Nico Paz. And you can see when he went out, you can see the game completely change and flip on its side because there wasn't someone like Nico Paz to control the game with his technical ability and his precise passing. He's averaging a goal involvement every 47 minutes out of the 90 for Como, which, like, props to him. I'm 20 and I could never do that. To do it on a Como side that's been newly promoted, they're sitting in 13th, which is one of the best positions a newly promoted team has ever been in the Serie A. And he's played over 1,700 minutes himself, averaging about 75 minutes per 90. And when you think about it, no other player plays that amount of time on even the bigger clubs. For an example, Alessandro Bastoni, who is a center back, plays similar times to him. Andrea Cambiaso, who is a wing back, plays similar times to him. Even though Alessandro Buongiorno got injured, he has more minutes than Alessandro Buongiorno as well. He has more minutes than Carnesecchi, the keeper from Atalanta. And again, he's only 20. So the fact that he's playing this much is amazing. And it's amazing to see these young players flourishing in the lower clubs. For me personally, I wouldn't want him to go back to Real Madrid. Real Madrid have 3 different buyback clauses, right? They have an option in 2025 for 8 million euros. They have an option in 2026 for 9 million. And then they have an option in the summer of 2027 for 10 million euros. Now, I think they should wait, or they should loan him out to a higher club because they're getting amazing players. And we'll talk about the January transfer window in a minute, but it's hard to refill that position with the quality that Nico Paz has. I'm assuming to a certain level they can do it. If he goes to a bigger team like Juve, who need a lot of help on that attacking front because they barely get any goals, someone who's really good at building up young prospects and sending them off to big clubs, if he goes to Atalanta and connects with Retegui, who I talked about in the last video, connects with someone like Ketelaere, oh my god, that would be amazing to watch. And we know he get a lot of playing time in that side because of the way Gasperini likes to play. A little bit more about that Fiorentina game. Amazing goal by Nico Paz, putting it top left, hitting the side. It was amazing to watch. Absolutely brilliant. So they cleaned up Fiorentina 2-0, which Fiorentina is such an up and down team. To watch them beat Inter and then lose to Inter, which it's Inter, so it's like not going to happen twice. But then to lose against Como in such a fashion is odd because they have the capability and the players to be a top 6 side, and they currently are. But to lose to a team like Como, who yes has amazing young talent but not nearly as developed as players on Fiorentina. Asane Diao grabbed man of the match because oh my god, he has 4 goals in 7 matches after signing in January, and that's only one of the amazing signings that they had this January transfer window because they outspent big clubs like Milan and Juve this January transfer window. Like they are making moves, and they're not stupid moves. They are great young talent talents that will prosper at Como and go on to bigger teams, or could bring Como to be a top side. And that would be amazing to see more teams fight for the Scudetto in the Serie A. And I want to compare Paz's game to maybe not past players, but current players since he's so young. I'd compare him with that technical ability to someone like Dani Olmo. In the Euros, Dani Olmo, I would say he was one of the men of the matches of Spain. Dani Olmo controlled the Spain game along with Lamine Yamal, but he's also 17, so there's a lot to watch there. I'd say yes, Rodri was the base of that midfield, but Dani Olmo helped out greatly in that midfield and was amazing in the attacking front as well. And then other players, like I talk about Charles de Ketelaere, he is a player that really resembles Nico Paz in the way that he has that left foot. He likes to drift out wide to the right side like Nico Paz did when he got that goal in Fiorentina. He also likes to maintain and flank up the left side and find those crosses in. They do those very similar to Ketelaere and Paz. I think the goal for Nico Paz would be to have that similar role as Florian Wirtz. I think that would be absolutely perfect. The last person I want to talk about that Nico Paz could play a lot like is Dele Alli. And I bring this up because Dele Alli has just recently signed for Como on a free transfer. That could be an insane boost in the way that he plays and his confidence. Dele Alli could absolutely change Nico Paz's career. I could see Dele Alli being a sort of mentor to Nico Paz, because as well as the physical side and what he needs to go through, Dele Alli could also help him on the mental side, because Dele Alli has been struggling so much mentally that if Dele Alli bounces back from what he has been through, that is a football story like no other. And if he is able to pass along his mentality to Nico Paz and fortify Nico Paz's mentality, I could see a brilliant player coming out of Como. Let's go back to his heat map for a second, because Dele Alli and Nico Paz play in very, very similar positions. You can see in the heat map, Nico Paz is literally everywhere for Como. He's on that left-hand side, he's on the right-hand side, he's in the middle at the halfway line, he's bringing up the ball, he's at the top of the 18. Again, literally everywhere. He is on the right-hand side. It's a little less on the Heat because he spends a little less time there solely because his job isn't to cut in and score. Yes, he does well in that position, but that is not his primary job in Como. You see him in a lot of games play almost as that false nine because he is in that cam position. He plays really high up, but he likes to drop back and receive that ball and build up the attack. So that's why you can see him on that left-hand side dropping back a lot, and almost he has the heat map almost of a left wing, left mid, but his heat is everywhere else as well because he plays that cam position. Like Dele Alli, he drops everywhere. He finds those little spaces to bring the ball up. And when Dele Alli played, he was in an amazing side with Christian Eriksen and Sonny, who still plays on Tottenham today, and Harry Kane, who was at his prime in his career when Dele Alli was playing with him, which he's still absurdly good now. A top striker, probably one of the best, if not the best strikers in the world right now. But him and Dele Alli take up that same kind of area in their heat maps. When we talk about those big teams that Nico Paz could join, obviously I say Juve because I think Juve would be the best fit for him because they have a lot of young talent. So Nico Paz could add to that, and Thiago Motta loves to build up his squad with that young talent. They have Kane and Yildiz and so many others who are so young. They just got Kolo Muani, who is playing out of his mind right now and taking the spot of Dusan Vlahovic right now. And Marco Messina, Dusan Vlahovic is not as good as Kolo Muani, okay?